If you want to rapidly grow your bank account, you need to listen to today's video. I'm going to be sharing with you 4 you gotta do's if you want to succeed. Miss any one of them and you're going to struggle for a long time. And be sure to stick around to the end because I've got a super secret strategy to teach you. Stay tuned. This is Frank Thomas and I'm here to share some wealth secrets with you today. And in today's video, as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to be talking about 4 really awesome and easy to do things that you just have to do. If you want to rapidly grow your bank account, you've got to do these things. You miss any one of them and it could spell disaster for you. So let's get started right away. First off, make sure your tribe is on board. What that means is that those whom you live with, whether it's just your wife or your whole family, or maybe it's just yourself. Basically, everybody in your household is on board with what you're trying to do. They understand what your goals are. This is super, super, super important. Let me give you an example. My family and I wanted to go on a really awesome vacation. And I knew it was going to be fairly expensive and out of our budget. So what we did was we started to plan about a year ahead of time. Started to save up money and plan the vacation, hunted around for cheaper plane tickets. Basically lined up all the different things that we needed to do. With that, part of the planning was we were going to be giving up things along the way to have this great vacation. And everybody was on board with the idea. Basically, what was happening was we decided to do things like, Christmas was going to be about the time we were going to go on vacation. So we decided not to buy Christmas gifts for each other. We wanted to save those funds so we could have a really awesome vacation. Other things like we would, instead of going out for supper for a few months, we saved all that money up and we were able to save up enough to have a brilliant vacation. And everybody was on board because everybody was part of the plan and everybody knew the plan. So make sure, point number 1, your tribe is on board. The next thing, and this is super vital, is you need to make sure you have an emergency fund. An emergency fund is $1,000 minimum. And I would say the very first thing you do is you save $1,000 and you put it away. Now the emergency fund isn't anything other than for die hard, the car broke, the furnace broke, something went wrong, and you got to come up with some money really fast. You really want to save that first $1,000 as quickly as possible. It's almost like putting a wall around your finances, and you ensure that your finances are protected, and it stops you from having to use credit cards or go into debt or take out your investment account, which you're going to build later, by the way. It's there just to protect you. Let me give you another quick example. We had saved up about $5,000 into our emergency fund, and what happened was we had our stove go and break. It was Thanksgiving Day. The stove died. We didn't have that emergency fund. We would have had to either take out a savings, like in terms of our investment accounts, or we would have had to use our credit card. And that's something we had done many times in the past. And now you're in debt. You're in more debt. With the emergency fund in place, we were able to go to the store, find a nice stove we liked, paid for it cash, had it delivered, done and dusted. Didn't have to worry about it. And then we just replenished the funds over the next 6 months or so. That leads me to point number 3. You need to get out of debt as quickly as possible. You have to save, and I want you to save at the same time, but you have to make a concerted effort to getting out of debt, because the sooner you can free up anything that you're paying into debt, it increases how much capital you have every month, or how much money you got left over on your paycheck that you can invest into yourself in the future. So make a strong effort to get out of debt as physically and as quickly as possible. For the 4th point, you need to make a very conscious effort to do 2 things. 1, decide how much from every paycheck you're going to put aside for saving. Could be $100, $200, $500. It's up to you. But you need to make a conscious effort and put that aside for saving. Even if you're still paying debt off, initially you're going to build your emergency fund up. So that's where your emergency fund is going to initially come from. But once you have your emergency fund, take that extra money and put it aside into your savings, because that is going to be your treasure chest one day. The second thing is you're going to make a conscious effort on every paycheck how much you're going to put aside for fun. Because if you don't have fun during this journey, it's going to be awful. It could be awful for you. You know, you might be excited. Oh, I'm saving up. You know, I'm very guilty of this. I'd be saving up and I'm like, oh, I'm having a great time. I'm watching the bank account go up. My wife's miserable because she's like, we never have any money and we never go out for fun. And I need to get new shoes and. You have to plan for those things. I make a conscious effort. I call it my indiscretionate spending, and I put aside $500 a month for that. And that includes pizza, that includes new clothing, that includes stuff that is just not part of the normal budget. Before we get to the bonus tip, if you're getting really good value out of this video, be sure to like the video. It really helps me out. You have no idea. When you like the video, and if you really like the video, subscribe and you'll get notification when the next video comes out. It's my desire that you guys create wealth and create it quickly. Our bonus tip before we wrap up today: take a really deep look at what you know and what your family knows and what you have access to within your family. Because what I want you to do is I want you to think of a way to create a new stream of income. I like to call them wealth streams. It could be something as small as 50 bucks a month. It doesn't matter. What you're trying to do is you're trying to create a whole new wealth stream that you can add, that's on top of your normal paycheck, because now you can save that 100% into your long-term savings. You set up an RRSP or 401k, you can put all that extra income into it right away, and it's tax exempt on the deposit. Let me give you an example. My wife really enjoys quilting and that, and she got really good at quilting. And now she's earning between $500 to $1,000 a month just doing quilting for ladies. It's great because that income is 100%, depositable into our long-term savings, which is awesome. It allows us to grow our finances so much faster. Personally, on my side, I do lots of stuff like that too. I build applications that I spin off. I've seen people build, ebooks. I actually recently wrote a book, which is going to be published soon, and I'll make sure it's available to you guys when it's published. Be sure to create a new wealth stream. That's really, really important, because in the long run, that's how you get wealthy, is lots of little income streams coming into your household. I really hope you enjoyed this video today. If you did, be sure to click on the video that's showing up right now on the screen. This video is talking about how you're robbing from yourself. Yep. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love this video. So be sure to click on it and take a watch over there. Frank Thomas, make sure you save up, get wealthy, and I want to hear your stories in the comments below. We'll talk to you later.